Hello there, this is another short video on Hacker Earth. So these are two pretty common sites, hackerrank.com and hackerearth.com. So for practicing problems, so just go to the site Hacker Earth. You can Google it, Hacker Earth, or you can directly go to the URL also. So just create an account. I already have one, so it will be automatically logged in. Okay. So coming to the difference between HackerRank and Hacker Earth, they are mostly the same, but the difference is HackerRank gives you certain pre-written code which helps you, but Hacker Earth you need to write the whole code by yourself. Okay. Another important distinction from both the sites, so Hacker Earth provides you with programming challenges. So these challenges are organized by companies, colleges, and even Hacker Earth themselves. So the difficulty level in Hacker Earth is a bit more compared to Hacker Rank because you need to write the whole code by yourself. Okay. So if you are a beginner, starting with Hacker Rank is preferred. So once you get good with the syntax of the language and you solve a few questions, you can directly jump on to Hacker Earth and then you can participate in these challenges. So once you log in, you'll get this screen. So we'll first go to the practice section on the top. So as similar to Hacker Rank, in here too you get various categories in which you can learn. There's Python, there's Max, there's programming. So let's go to the basic programming section. Okay. So the good thing about Hacker Earth is for each topic there's a guide you need to read. So this is how to read the data. Okay, so there's a C++ example, so you need to go through all of this. So once you do that, on the right hand side there's a problem section. Okay, so there's a difficulty level, so there's very easy questions, and then accuracy level. So let us pick one random. So let me go to the last section and see. So there's one thing, it's a count divisor question. I'll open that. So the format is pretty same as that of Hacker Rank. So you are given introduction to the question, input format, the output, and the constraints. Okay. So coming to this question, the question is fairly simple. You have been given three integers L, R, and K. Find how many numbers between L and R are divisible by K. Okay. Make a note, you do not need to print these numbers. You have to print only the count. So there's one example, this is the input 1, 10 and 1. So you need to print the number of numbers between 1 to 10 which are divisible by 1, which is of course 10 here. Okay. So the constraints are L and R can be from 1 to 1000 and K also can be 10,000. So the question is to be put into simple terms. You are given three numbers L, R and K, or the divisor. So you need to count how many numbers between 1 to 10 are divisible by this K. Okay. So you can choose any language of your choice. You can go for Java or C++ or Python. So you will find everything here. So this is Java. I'll go for Python here. Okay. And the thing is, when you open a new problem, you will get a blank code editor like this. There will be no code written. Okay. So you will only be given some instructions in the form of command lines. You can just remove them and you need to write a whole code again. Similarly with C++, they will just give you some instructions how to read and all, but you need to write the whole code by yourself. So I'll choose Python here, Python 3. Okay. So let us try to solve this question. So first we need to read these three numbers. So in Python you first read it as a list. Okay. So we'll give the name as input. And I'll read the input. Okay, and this is a list, so we need to split it into individual terms. So I'll use the split function Python offers to us. Okay, the split. Now we need to extract each of these terms, 1, 10 and 1. Okay, so let's go for L. L will be input of 0. Okay, so the first term, second term and the third term. But you need to keep in mind one thing, if you're using Python, by default your input is a string, you need to convert it into an integer. Okay, so in the same way, let us read L, R and K. Okay, so R will be the first term, this will be the second term. Okay, now we need to count the number of numbers which are divisible by this K. Okay, so I'll initialize a result variable which is 0. Okay, so now we need to run a loop from L to R and count the number of numbers divisible by K. So it is fairly simple. For I in range L and R. Okay, now we check if it is divisible by K. That is I modulo K equal to 0. If it is divisible, remember we need to print only how many numbers, not each number. So you will just increment your result by 1. Okay, at the last you just print your result. So remember one more thing, as they have included here, L and R should be both inclusive. By default, the Python loop runs from L to R minus 1. So to overcome that barrier, you need to give R plus 1. So this is done. So you can compile and test here. So it takes some time to evaluate your code. So the result is sample test cases are passed. Okay, so that means your code was correct. Then you can submit. So it now runs your code on some hidden test cases which are not shown to you. So as you can see, you got the full score. Result was accepted. So there were 4 input cases. For all, you got the result as correct. Okay. So as you can see, your Hacker Earth provides you some more information, like how much fast your program was. So here it took 0.4 seconds to run the whole code, the memory it took, and your score. So generally these test cases, hidden ones, have marks. So each can have 2 marks, 3 marks, sort of those. So you also get an editorial here. So this is the solution which was prescribed by the authors. Okay, so you can go through those. So you can also go to discussion section. So it is sort of a comment section for that program. So many people have given their solutions here. As you can see, someone has given solution for Python, for C++. So this is the basic structure how we do it. Okay. Okay, and if you want to solve problems similar to this, there is a tab called as similar problems. Okay, so these are the questions which are similar to this. So here your language doesn't matter, but remember you need to write the whole code by yourself. So if you are, for example, writing in C++, okay, you need to start from the scratch. You include your things and then you give you an int main, everything, and then you follow the same steps. Okay. So going back to the sections, there are basic programming, there are data structures, there are algorithms. So these two are very helpful. If you go into data structures, there are various data structures: 1D array, 2D array, then stacks, queues, hash tables. The one good thing is, for each topic you have some theoretical part you need to read. So for hash tables you need to read this theoretical part, and there is one example also given here. Okay, so if you are not familiar with this concept, go through all this. There is some example code also, and then you have problems based on that topic. So you can solve problems topic wise. Okay, and you can sort them according to your difficulty, easy. So coming to the main feature given here is the mock interview section. So if you go to the mock interview part here, so these are like a 2-hour duration tests, mock interviews for coding. So there's an Amazon coding interview, Google, C++, Java and Python. Okay, so Amazon and Google are medium level. If you are going for a particular language, you can go for Java interview, C++ or Python, and you can pick your difficulty, medium, hard. Okay. As you can see, a number of people attended this, the success rate. Okay. So if you complete this, you'll also get a certificate. So if you are just started, go for the easy one, or medium, then hard. When you gain mastery over a particular language, you can go for a company specific tests. So one more important feature here is challenges. So go to the challenges tab. these are all the live contests that are going on. So there's an American Express hiring contest, there is an ESCO software engineer contest. So July Circuits is their own contest by HackerEarth. So this is an exam sort of a thing. You have 2 days to solve these questions. Okay, and once you solve these questions, you will get a score. So this contest, July Circuits, is actually done by HackerEarth and not any company. But this ESCO software engineer hiring test is actually a company hiring exam. Okay, so you need to fill all your information and join. And if you clear, maybe you will get a interview chance. And in the upcoming, you can see there's a full stack development contest. There is a cloud computing contest. Okay, and this July Circuits, it's actually conducted every month by HackerEarth. So that is an overview. And if you go to your profile here, so it gives you actually a graph, like how many problems you have solved and how much was their accuracy. Okay, and the same thing applies here. You can actually link your LinkedIn, GitHub and site. If you go to this tab, it actually shows you how many questions you have solved. So I can see I have solved 112 questions, all this. And here are the challenges which I had participated and the rank of each challenge. And these are all the practice problems which you solved. So you can make use of this site also for your practice. But the one thing you need to take care is you need to write the whole code from scratch. So it doesn't give you that option of pre-written code. So if you are totally shifting from another side to this, so I'll suggest you go through the basic programming, data structures and algorithm section. So once you're good in these 3, then you go for mock interviews. So you can take this language specific ones, and side by side you can go on participating in these challenges. So there are different types, as you can see in the right side. There are hackathons, there are hiring challenges for jobs, there are competitive challenges, and also there are university challenges. Like some universities come up with their own contests. Okay, so it's actually a great site to practice on. Especially if you are done with the basics and you need to improve your level, you can just come here and try your skills against other people online. So I hope this was useful for you, and that would be it.